This is the story of my mom's exodus from Cuba. This is my mom, Nancy. In 1980, her and my dad decided to leave the homeland. They were born and raised in Havana, Cuba, and loved their home, but they knew that their kids deserved a better life than what Castro had to offer. So the plan was for my dad to fly to Lugo, Spain, with my Spanish grandmother, who never became a Cuban citizen. While there, with the help of the Red Cross, they will pull my mom and family out of Cuba and into Spain. But sometimes things don't go as planned. While waiting for my grandfather's documents to come, my mom decided to think of some other plans just in case. She had some friends going to LA, but she wasn't very fond of earthquakes. Also, she had some family up in Boston, but they weren't too enthusiastic about receiving her. And then a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity came up. On April 1st, 1980, two bus drivers, sick of the living conditions in Cuba, rammed a bus into the gates of the Peruvian embassy looking for asylum. Since the Peruvian officials refused to release the men to the Cuban government, Fidel ordered the immediate removal of all his troops from the embassy, which opened up a floodgate of people trying to get out. So my mom seized this opportunity to get out of Cuba. She grabbed a bag full of documents, some small bits of food, my grandfather, my older sister Jovelyn, who was 5 years old at that time, my older brother George, who happened to be 4 years old at that time, and 6 months pregnant with me, and walked the few miles to the Peruvian embassy. Once there, with the help of some friends, she made it over the wall and got into the embassy without getting shot. They were there for 2 weeks with little space, hardly no food, and 10,000 others who wanted to leave as well. Finally, after Fidel let all those people leave, my mother hopped on a boat and headed to Miami Beach, Florida on April 17th, 1980. This event is known as the Miriel Boat Lift. Once situated in Miami, my mother called my father in Spain to get him to the US as soon as possible. So he hopped on a plane with my grandmother and headed over to Miami Beach. Days later, they were reunited in Miami, and I lived there ever since. In November of 2011, for the first time in over 32 years, my parents went to visit friends and family in Cuba. They were greeted with cheers and tears. And the rest, as they say, is history. Thank you.